Hello, fellow researcher. My name is Michael from the English Department, Faculty of Humanities, Bina Nusantara University, Jakarta, Indonesia. And today I am going to share my research conducted together with my colleagues Maria Tamarina Prawati and Clara Herlina Karjo from the same university. And our research is titled Blending Academic Writing, the Use of Technology to Teach Amid COVID-19 Pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic has made a lot of significant changes in our life, including in the education sectors. We still remembered how schools started the academic calendar year by having face-to-face teaching learning interactions. However, in the middle of the academic calendar year, they had to switch to online learning with the use of technologies to teach their students. We can categorize that as blended learning. Research on this topic in the world has been quite a lot. However, when we are looking at research on this topic in the EFL settings in Indonesia, especially in academic writing classes, we find that it is still lacking. Thus, for that reasons, we are coming with this research with two different purposes. The first one is to investigate the effectiveness of using technologies in blended learning to teach academic writing classes. And the second one is to investigate the perspectives of our students on the use of technologies in blended learning context to teach academic writing classes. This research could be categorized as a mixed method research because we did both quantitative and qualitative research, especially in our data collections. The participants of this research were 45 students from 4 different academic writing classes, which were taught by the same lecturer in one private university in Jakarta. The research started by giving the students their pre-test. This was basically to measure the level or their starting level of their academic writing. They were asked to write an essay of their own topic, and then later the essay were graded by the lecturer. After the pre-test, then some face-to-face learning sessions were conducted, especially to talk or to explain about the types of essays, the materials, the organizations, and all the stuff. And then later, they were asked to write their essays individually at home. And then face-to-face learning sessions were not conducted anymore, but online sessions were conducted to discuss and to give feedback on the essays of the students. The students were given feedback on their individual essays and on their work. And then after getting feedbacks and revising their essays, then we gave the students the post-test, in which we also asked the students to again write an essay of their own topic. The post-test was also graded by the same lecturer. This was to ensure the reliability and the validity of the grades or the scores. The data of this pre-test and post-test were our quantitative data to analyze or to investigate the effectiveness of using technologies in blended learning context to teach academic writing classes. And to gather our qualitative data to find out about the perspectives on the use of technologies in the blended learning context, we conducted survey and interview to the participants. So now we come to the results section, the findings and discussion sections. Before I show the results of the pre-test and the post-test and also the results of the interview, I would have to tell you beforehand that this We consider this research our preliminary research, which means the results have not yet been fully analyzed. However, the results I'm showing you are the general results which could give you the idea, or which could give us the idea of the specific outcomes later on. And these results could also give us some discussion and conclusions of our topic. Okay, now I'm going to show you the results of our pre-test and the post-test. These are our quantitative results, or these results are used as our quantitative data, which is intended to investigate the effectiveness of the use of technologies in helping students in their academic writing classes. Okay, now here are the results of the pre-test. As you can see, 6 students received below 70, 25 students received between 70 and 72, 11 students received between 73 and 76, and 3 students received the highest scores in the pre-test, ranging between 77 and 80. Now, here are the results of the post-test. Only 1 student received below 70 compared to 6 students in the pre-test. And 7 students in the post-test received between 70 and 76 compared to 36 students in the pre-test. And 4 students received between 77 and 80. The majority of the students received scores higher than their pre-test scores. 15 students received between 81 and 84. 9 students received between 85 and 89. And 9 other students scored between 90 and above. So we could say these students showed some improvement in their writing between the pre-test and the post-test. And when we try to put it in the percentage, we could see that 4 students improved below 11%, but the majority improved quite a lot. 16 students improved between 11 and 15%, and 16 other students also improved between 16 and 20%. 6 students improved between 21 and 25%, and 3 students improved more than 25%. So this quantitative data could tell us that technologies in blended learning contexts for writing or for academic writing classes could be very effective and could also significantly help our students improve their writing. So now we are coming to the interview results. So this is the data for our qualitative research, which focused to find out the perspectives of our students on the use of technologies in their academic writing classes, in enriched virtual blended learning classes. So we found 3 points in this interview results that we put into 3 different categories. The first one was about limitations, the second one was about the benefits, and the last one was about the future. About the limitations, students noted that there was less preparation from all parties, from the students' side, from the teacher's side, from the school side. And we can understand because COVID-19 happened very quickly, and schools had to make a very quick decisions to switch from face-to-face learning to online learning. And that happens with very little preparation from all parties. And the second problem that the students emphasize here was unstable connections. Um, this happened because some students experience internet disruptions. Some other students experience downgrade in the internet speed, for example. So they pointed out that unstable connection was a problem for them to learn in blended learning. And it's also a problem uh, for them to use their technologies because uh, without good or stable internet connections, they couldn't follow the classes, the online classes very well. In terms of the benefits, students talk about quick adaptation. For them, online learning would not be a very big problem because students uh, were very familiar to technologies, so they could learn or they could adapt very quickly with the use of the technologies they use for online learning. So they get used to the platform, to the um, video conference program or applications, and also to the other types of technologies used for online learning. So they adapt very quickly and they see this or they put this as their benefits. The other benefit that they shared here was about screen sharing and collaboration. So they pointed out that they didn't really miss face-to-face learning in a way that they could still share their screens or the teacher could still share the screens. It was similar to their experience looking at the projections of the screens of or the computers of the teachers back in schools. And also they could still collaborate with their friends, even though it's done online. So they pointed out that screen sharing and collaboration are the two best features they could see very helpful for their learning. When it comes to the future of this blended learning, or when it comes to the future of using technologies in academic writing classes to help them, they were showing their optimism. They were very optimistic that technologies could be very effective, could be very beneficial, could be very helpful for them to learn more or to improve in their academic writing classes. So this shows that students believe that technologies used in their academic writing classes in the context of blended learning could be very helpful for them. And this could not be seen, or technology should not be seen as a problem for them to improve their writing. And now we have come to the conclusion of our research. The first conclusion is that the use of technology in the blended learning environment or in the blended learning context has shown some improvements in students' writing. And we believe that the more we use technology, the more significant the improvement will be. And the second conclusions that we have drawn is that blended learning and the use of technology have been accepted very well by students. And students also showed some optimism towards the use of technology in the future, especially for learning. For those who are planning to do similar research, we recommend to have more participants and longer study time. And to close my presentations, I would like to say thank you to all my fellow researchers.